He is back to receive, as is Trey Sharp and Marcus Marshall. They got many of the running backs back to return to open up today's contest. The Dukes 6-0 all-time against the Phoenix of Elon, winning last year 31-3 to wrap up the regular season. In fact, the Phoenix had a chance to tie for the regular season title had they knocked off the Dukes. But the Dukes have yet to lose a CA matchup under head coach Mike Houston. They start with a little trickery, and it's fielded by Trey Sharp at the 14. Sharp coming to the outside. He's going to find some running room to the 30 and driven out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Special teams, not all the way, but good setup for James
obviously,
Madison.
they saw the game film from last week, did not want James Madison to score an opening touchdown on the kickoff. They went with the squib kick.
So the Dukes will bring out the offensive alignment here with Ben DiNucci as the quarterback, of course, the former Pitt Panther who started 6 games for Pitt last year. He has come in and has played very efficiently for JMU. And here's DiNucci with one man in the backfield. First pass is thrown, and it's caught by Kendall Dean, the reigning CAA Rookie of the Week. He gains a quick 4. It's 2nd down and 6 at the 39-yard line. Dukes may go real quick up-tempo here. There is DiNucci on the season. He went into, it wasn't until the William & Mary game that he had an interception. So he's perfect up until that point. Here's the run for the Dukes. Big hole and a leap. Up and over the top goes Cardin Johnson. Take a look at the offensive lineup for the Dukes. Brought to you by Subway. And the Dukes starting lineup there. You see DiNucci. Johnson is indeed in the backfield here today. A couple of other wrinkles. Dylan Stapleton, the starting tight end today, because, well, Clayton Cheatham is not available this afternoon. Again, that brought to you by Subway. Here's a pass and a little slant, and that picks up the first down for the Dukes. Speaking of Stapleton, there is Riley with his first catch.
Yeah, Riley coming off a big game last week. 6 catches for 98 yards and a touchdown. DiNucci finds him singled up. Very hard receiver to cover one-on-one. He makes the first down.
So DiNucci going back into the shotgun with one man in the backfield, 2 receivers low. You do have the other Stapleton in the slot. Here's a pitch to the outside. Good block by Stapleton. Otherwise, that might have gone for a loss. Let's take a look at the Elon defense. Now, Ken, they run the odd man front, a nose guard and 2 tackles. That can create a little bit of an issue. That's why the Dukes want to go up tempo, though. Well,
that's true. And the thing about that type of a front is the linebackers have to be very athletic and fill when you only have 3 up front like that.
That's the Phoenix starting lineup. Again, brought to you by Subway. DiNucci back to pass, 3-step. No, he's going to roll out. He's got some running room. He's still going to throw it. He overthrows. He had an open man. It was Stapleton. He might have been better off to tuck that one and run, Ken.
Well, that's his tendency. He loves to run football, and right there made a decision to try to get at the stadium. Stapleton just overthrew him.
He had an easy 5 yards. And it's 3rd down and 9. So DiNucci back to pass, or back in the shotgun once again, I should say. And 2 receivers up top and 2 here to the near side on the short side of the field. Mac Patrick, the center. In motion goes Marshall. Long count. Here's DiNucci. And he's going to get rid of it. He's got the man open. That is Stapleton. He dropped the football. Let's see what they say. Does he make the catch of it? It is incomplete, they say. It looked like he was about to make a football move. So the Dukes get just into midfield, just into Elon territory, but will stall there, and Harry O'Kelly will come in, the punter from down under for James Madison.
Very close, did not really have that first step, does not constitute a football move, thus the incompletion, and James Madison has to punt.
And here is O'Kelly, and he'll pooch it up, and it'll bite right there at the 14. Takes a bounce in favor of the Phoenix of Elon. So the Dukes, they do not pick up other than a couple first downs after their first possession. Back with more after this timeout. Take a look at the starters for the Elon Phoenix. Brought to you again by Subway. Phoenix will go with Davis Cheek, the quarterback. Malcolm Summers, we featured him in a bevy of wide receivers. see how this running game works out for the Phoenix. That's very key for Elon in today's encounter. And the first play is a running play, and the Duke's defense is there. Nothing doing.
Exactly what we thought. This is going to be a test of wills, the running game of Elon against this front seven of James Madison. We're going to see who wins it.
And no gain on the play for Summers. Summers 7 yards shy of 2,000 in his Elon career. Second year under head coach Kurt Cignetti, who was 11-3 against FCS opponents. One of those losses to JMU last year. Here's Summers, and on the pursuit he does get a sidestep and gets away from the intended tackler. And that is a first down for the Phoenix of Elon. Chased out on the far side is Summers. And let's take a look at the defensive alignment for the Dukes of James Madison. Again, brought to you by Subway. Rondell Carter has been good on the end. And really, a young man that's done really well is John Daka. Daka has just wreaked havoc in the backfield. We get a whistle. Sounds like, nope, I'm sorry. That was actually probably the Marching Royal Dukes I heard. One man in the backfield with a slot as well. Cheeks looking to throw for the first time. Airs it out. Wide open, but it's nearly intercepted. That was a chance for the Dukes to come up with an early INT. And Adam Smith had his hands on it, Ken.
Good closing speed there by the free safety, Adam Smith. The receiver was open, and Cheek put just a little bit too much air under this ball. Receiver wasn't able to come up with it, and actually could have been an interception.
Indeed, it could have been for the Dukes. They had a good opportunity. Second down and 10 back at the 30-yard line. Three receivers split to the near side. One is up top. And Cheeks changing the play at the line of scrimmage. He'll give the handoff to Summers, who bounces outside. He's got a lot of running room. He's across midfield, and he'll step out of bounds at the JMU 41, make it the 40-yard line. Looked like he was going to dive inside, and he takes it to the outside.
Well, it's the second time in a row that the defensive line of James Madison has lost contained. You can see they break down right there. No leverage on the outside, and Summers able to take it up the sideline for a very nice gain for Elon.
So 1st and 10, second first down in the opening series for the Phoenix. Cheeks will step up. 6'2", 200-pounder from Matthews, North Carolina. He'll hand it off, and this time he tries the other way, and he's caught in the backfield right before he gets to the line of scrimmage. And that is Wayne Davis, the transfer from Ohio State, and coming out of Lake Taylor High School in Norfolk.
Yeah, you'll see the pulling action by the lineman there, trying to create a counter move for the running back. Nothing doing. James Madison's able to stop that cold.
Second down and 10. Well, stacked action. Now they'll go back to the similar formation. Handoff again goes to Summers. Jump cut, and he whirls inside and is stopped at the 35-yard line. Dimitri Holloway comes up, and that was actually not Summers that time. It was Deshaun McNair, a 5'8" junior out of Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah, McNair has gotten some playing time. He's averaging 4.3 yards per rush so far this season. 188 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns. You'll see him as a nice complement back to Malcolm Summers.
Here's our first third down situation defensively for James Madison. And here's some pressure, and that is knocked away, broken up by D'Angelo Amos, who blocked a punt in last year's win. And he does have a punt return for a score this year as well. So we'll watch this breaking up the offensive try for the Phoenix.
Yeah, the defensive backs of James Madison. Great closing speed for both Moreland and Amos. Of course, Oliver has a great closer as well, and Adam Smith can come up and tackle. He's already got involved in one play today already.
Yeah, they're going to go for it. Fourth down and about 6. Looking to pass. Here comes a blitz. Getting outside the containment. Racing for the sideline. He will not pick up the first down as the Duke's defense closes in on the wide open side of the field. So we'll have a change of possession on the change of downs.
Nice pressure there by number 2, Dimitri Holloway. Forces the Elon quarterback, Cheek, out of the pocket, is not able to gain the first down.
So the Dukes will get their second offensive possession. And they got just into Elon territory. They only picked up 16 yards on the initial stand. The Phoenix, their drive ends after 47 yards.
I like the play call by Elon. You got to be aggressive if you're going to knock off the #1 team in the conference, #2 team in the country. You'll probably see more of that this afternoon.
Here's Johnson. He's patient. He finds a little slot. Picks up a couple of yards. I think one of the points of emphasis that Donnie Kirkpatrick and the Dukes offensively with the backs today is to be patient. Don't necessarily have to hit the first seam that you see, but watch as the blocks develop, particularly against the 3-man front. Quick tempo for the Dukes, flaring it out. This is Kendall Dean with a catch, makes a juke, and he'll get a couple additional yards. And with that, he'll pick up the first down.
Little stretch protection there by the offensive line. Roll right, able to complete that. Kendall Dean, who had a monster game last week, true freshman, 5 catches for 82 yards, 2 touchdowns.
And here's the handoff right up the middle. It's Cardin Johnson. Johnson has a chance today to crack into the JMU top 10. Greg Medley is next on the list, and he actually has a good chance today to catch Eric Williams, who was a quarterback in the late 80s, early 90s. He spelled his first name with a Q, but he truly did not spell it with a Q. His wife made him drop it once they were married. Here is Johnson, and he lunges forward to pick up almost a first down. He comes about 1.5 yards shy as Zach Monson, the Sam linebacker, comes in and makes the stop.
One thing you're going to see is a lot of looks here. That time they go true shotgun with 2 running backs in the game. The handoff went to Johnson. Of course, Marcus Marshall, leading ground gainer for the Dukes.
Look at this, 3 in the backfield. And slinging it, the old gunslinger. Clears it wide to the right. The Dukes had 3 back there with DiNucci. That's the first time we've seen that set up.
Take a look. Now they're trying to do some variations off the run-pass option. They haven't really shown a true run-pass option look so far this afternoon. I'm sure that surprises Elon a little bit because it's a staple of this Dukes offense.
So Harry O'Kelly will come back in, and he will punt once again.
O'Kelly punting.
O'Kelly standing back at his 41. The Dukes have to pick up 1 yard for the first down. And here is the snap. O'Kelly gets some height to it this time. Dukes will get down there to coverage. Fair catch is called for and made at the 8-yard line. No score. The Dukes and the Phoenix. We'll be back with more CA football in just a moment here this afternoon. And James Madison University also would like to thank its Team Madison partners, JMU Athletics, thanking Pepsi, Sprint, and Centera. No score here. The Phoenix with their second possession of the afternoon. They went 47 yards in their opening possession. And this time they'll start at the 8. It is Cheeks. He'll hand it off to Summers. Summers over the right side, and the Dukes yield about 5-6 yards on the carry. Summers already showing he's the workhorse today. That's his 5th carry already this afternoon.
Yeah, approaching 50 yards already against this James Madison defense.
Dimitri Holloway coming in to make the tackle. Second down and about 4 at the 15. Actually started the drive on the 9. We're halfway through the first quarter, no score. Here's the pass for Cheeks. Some pressure, and he is sacked. Dropped at the 9-yard line. Let's take a look at it once again.
Nice pressure up the middle by middle linebacker Keyshawn Moore. See, plenty of time. Cheeks should have been able to get rid of that ball, but Moore eventually drops him.
That sets up a 3rd down and 9. The Phoenix 0 for 1 on 3rd downs here in the 1st. He's got Malcolm Summers there with him. Going in motion is Weeks. Here's the pressure over the middle. It's overthrown. He did get a hand on it. Coming up with a touch is Corey Joyner, a senior from Mooresville, North Carolina. He finished prep school as one of the best high school players ever in North Carolina, ranked 5th in state history in receiving yards and touchdowns. Might be quite the steal for the Phoenix. Well, here's a punting situation as they fail to pick up a 1st down and move the sticks. In fact, they didn't end up with much at all net-wise, maybe 1 yard. Here's the punt. And here is Amos. And he's got room. D'Angelo Amos. He's going to take it into the end zone, but a flag comes out at about the 20-yard line. This one probably will come back, I'm guessing. D'Angelo Amos already has 1 punt return for a score this year.
Well, we'll see what the call is. More than likely this is going to come back, but Amos, who has a tremendous yardage percentage on his punt returns, almost 24 yards per return, and has a 76-yard touchdown return already this year. But as the officials discuss this, let's see what they come up with.
All right, they're talking about it, the officials. Sending the flags to the sideline.
During the return, holding, return team, number 5, 10 yards from the spot of the foul, 1st down.
Holding recalled against
During
James Madison.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the return team, number 6, and the kicking team, number 21. Those penalties cancel. These are the first unsportsmanlike conducts for both players.
All right, so you may have picked all that up as Jimmy Moreland called for an unsportsmanlike.
We've got an end zone shot. We'll see if we can pick up the foul. We couldn't see it up here in the booth. But the one thing that Jimmy Moreland wants to be careful of is you don't want to get that second unsportsmanlike call. You get disqualified. Again, nothing showing there as far as a hold that we can see in our camera view. But nonetheless, it comes back.
The unsportsmanlike also going to Greg Liggs Jr. So those two, they will offset each other. So no additional yardage tacked onto JMU, but he too has that yellow card in his pocket.
And those are 2 outstanding players that either one of these teams cannot afford to be without.
You can play with an edge, but you got to know where the edge actually separates.
Exactly.
So the Dukes will have it 1st and 10 at the 36, and that may have helped. The hold may have helped the touchdown. So let's just go back to the 36. And here is Danucci. He'll stand tall, and he's going to pass. This one's a little ahead of Stapleton. Danucci's had some hot starts to games this year. He was 15 for his first 15 as a Duke against NC State, but not hitting the mark here early in this contest.
Well, he comes into the game with almost a 75% completion rate, which is off the charts good. 2nd
down and 10 for the Dukes. Their deepest penetration thus far. Here's Marcus Marshall. He tries to get to the outside. Eventually brought down by Ephraim Borders. And here it is again.
Yeah, watch the surge here by the front 3 of Elon's defensive line. You don't see the offensive line of James Madison getting manhandled very often, but they certainly did that time.
Yeah, one of the keys to the game, brought to you by Cross Keys, is understanding this front, this 3-man, odd-man front. Now they'll line up and put 4, well, 3 still with the hand down, but look how many they bring up to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they walk up their linebackers, they walk up their strong safety.
This time it's Kendall Dean, and he's going to pick up not quite the yardage for a 1st down. May have got 9, but he's still 2 yards shy as the Duke started the possession behind the sticks. And Greg Liggs does come up, and the Dukes are going to go tempo, 4th down and 2. Danucci looks back over to the sideline. One of the other keys to the game, this is a family weekend crowd, and family weekend is different today than what it used to be at JMU. It was usually a very quiet golf-like crowd in years past, but with all the winning the Dukes have experienced, Mom and Dad gets into the ball game a little bit more. DiNucci. No pocket there, gets to the outside. Still the scramble drill, and he still eludes another man, and he's tripped up at the 35. So that ends up a change of downs once again. Let's see DiNucci scrambling in the backfield.
Well, Kurt, as you know, I'm an old Philadelphia Eagle, and this kid reminds me of Randall Cunningham a little bit with his escapability. Very hard to pin down. Actually, looked like he could have got rid of it there, thinks better of it. He's able to scramble back a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Jordan Dollarson eventually comes up with the tackle. Dollarson, a junior out of Florence, Alabama, does have a half sack in his career, nothing this year. So the Phoenix will take over, and looks like an illegal substitution.
12-minute formation, offense, 5 yards, first down.
So they will start behind the sticks on this possession, back to the 30.
Well, that's interesting. Too many men on offense, which doesn't really happen that often. You would think if, and again, a lot of these teams don't huddle, so if they come right to the line, it's easier to make that type of a mistake.
Cheeks, plenty of time, airs it out again, and this is caught by the Phoenix. It appears it is a catch. Just out hustling and coming up with a strong catch is Cole Taylor, a junior from Marietta, Georgia.
Yeah, the old jump ball drill here. Throws it up, and Cole Taylor, number 80. Nice reception, lands flat on his back and is able to out-jump Curtis Oliver for that ball. That's a big play for this Phoenix offense.
Handoff goes to the right side, and Carter comes in to make the tackle. That's McNair who carries the football. Theo Jackson also there for the Dukes. Second down and 10. Dukes defense has been pretty good on first downs. We've seen a number of 2nd and 10s here in the first quarter, which has just under 4 minutes to go. Dukes look like they're changing something defensively. Trying to push it to the outside, cutting back again is McNair, and he runs into a couple of gray-cladded Dukes, and it's Dimitri Holloway again. The Dukes donning gray uniforms for the first time. 3rd and 8.
Big play for Elon. It wouldn't surprise me if they went for it on 4th down if they weren't able to get the first down here.
0 for 2 on 3rd downs. Cheeks fires right side, and it is a little too high. Cheeks 1 for 5 in passing for 41 yards. That sets up a 4th down, and we may see the field goal unit come in for the Elon Phoenix.
Well, Skylar Davis is the field goal kicker for Elon. He's 5 for 6 this year, or a 46-yard long, and this would be about a 44.5-yard attempt.
Low trajectory, and it wheels off to the left, and no good. The Dukes dodge a bit of a bullet from the Phoenix with 3:02 to go. Still no score. The Dukes and the Phoenix back with more here in Harrisonburg in just a moment. Today's game is presented by Centera. At Centera, we improve health every day. Well, Dukes like to improve the offense a little bit here as the defense of Elon has stymied James Madison, holding the Dukes to just 37 yards thus far. And as the game goes on, that's certainly got to bode well for the confidence of the Phoenix, who want to knock off the Dukes on a 20-game CA winning streak. And a helmet comes off as that's Marcus Marshall carrying the football for the Dukes. Marcus, 5'10", 200-pounder from Raleigh. We'll see
little stretch run here to the left, and Marshall cuts it up top, and number 42, Zach Monson, loses his helmet. He's got to come out for at least one play.
2nd down and 6. Danucci fakes the handoff. Now he's going to roll out, and he'll go ahead and run with it, and he'll lose, or we'll see another helmet come out. And have another player have to run off the field for the Phoenix as Destin Floyd makes the tackle. That was Borders who lost his helmet.
Keep losing their helmet, they're going to run out of players.
Yeah. Rotate them through. This time they present. Well, they started with 5. Now they're going to drop back into the 3-man front defensively. Danucci will fake the pitch, and he goes up to the 40, and he is stopped, but he does pick up the 1st down at the 41-yard line. Greg Liggs does bring him down.
Very good job of execution here by Ben Danucci. You can see the roll to the right. He fakes the pitch, turns it upfield, gains the 1st down.
Liggs, a 5'11" junior out of Greensboro, Southeast Guilford High School. He does make the tackle. First in the CA in passes defended per game at 4. Here's over the top, and it is caught by David Eldridge. As the Dukes have their deepest penetration in the 1st quarter, Liggs back there on the 1-on-1 coverage, but it's Eldridge that comes up with that competitive catch.
Absolutely biggest play of the day so far for the Dukes offense. Another jump ball situation, and Eldridge times the leaf perfectly, and Liggs, who's one of their better corners, is just beating on the play.
Now Danucci flares it out to the left side, and Josh Sims, the intended receiver, he certainly had a chance to catch it, but it looked like he was trying to find what space he had open upfield before he secured the football. 2nd down and 10. Trey Sharp, the lone man in the backfield. Another senior, he too out of North Carolina. A lot of Tar Heel State connections, and it is Sharp. He'll get it. He'll cut up against the grain. He'll collide with a couple of Phoenix players, but he powers his way forward. That's a nice run on the 2nd down for Trey Sharp.
James Madison is so lucky. They really go 5 deep at the running back position. You can see number 1, Trey Sharp, turn it sharply upfield. No pun intended.
It's too easy, isn't it?
Exactly.
Sharp with 4 100-yard rushing games in his JMU career. He'll step away as Marcus Marshall will rotate through. Sims up top. Here's Danucci. He's firing to the corner, and it is incomplete. Into the hedges goes Riley Stapleton, and there on the coverage was Daniel Reed Bennell, bringing up a 4th down and 2. So the Dukes will bring their kicking unit on.
Again, good coverage there. Daniel Reed Bennett, the number 26, who's a 6-foot junior out of Lexington, North Carolina. Blanket coverage. You don't see the James Madison receivers being challenged this much, but again, we knew this was going to be a much more competitive game.
Ethan Radke with 7 field goals this season, and he does get it through for James Madison. With 49 seconds to go in the opening quarter, the Dukes score first, but it is a tough 3 points for the Dukes here in the opening stanza.
Well, test of wills by 2 very good CAA football teams. Again, both of these teams in the top 10. Both suffered first game losses against FBS teams, which actually, that can be a good thing. The Dukes lost to North Carolina State in the first game of the year. The Phoenix lost to Southern Florida. But when you play tough competition early, it really helps you when you enter your conference schedule.
Well, the conference schedule is really tough because look how many teams are ranked in the top 25 in the Colonial Athletic Association. More than any other conference. This is a CAA record with that many in the top 25. And the Dukes have Stony Brook, Rhode Island, Villanova, all on the schedule yet.
Well, I'm lucky enough to cover all of those games for a network, and I can tell you that each of those teams is excellent in their own regard. And on any given Saturday, each team can beat another. This is a very competitive conference.
A fair catch called for by the Phoenix. So with that, they'll get it at the 25. with just 49 seconds to go in the opening quarter. That scoring drive was 8 plays of 55 yards, took 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Ethan Radke with the field goal. That's his 8th of the year, 22nd of his career. He is already first in the CAA in scoring kick points per game at nearly 10 per contest. That's pretty good. Of course, when you score a lot of touchdowns, you get a lot of PATs.
Okay.
Handoff. That is Summers, and he is bottled up, nowhere to go. Carter is there. He stands him up as Paris Black, the transfer from Wake Forest, also contains his space as well.
Big offensive line for Elon. Got their center, Higgins, at 6'1", 295. Guards go 288 and 298 respectively, and their tackles 336 and 293. Those are some big old boys.
14 seconds. This may be the final play of the first quarter. And they hand it up and hand it off, and a couple of yards gained there. It's Black with the tackle, and that's the end of the first quarter. JMU with a very modest lead over the Phoenix, 3-0 here at Bridgeport Stadium. Back with the second quarter in just a moment. Nothing JMU in the first quarter, as that much is in the books.
Very even contest so far. 92 yards for James Madison, 91 for Elon. 3-0 the Dukes.
And the Phoenix starting the second quarter with the football. Cheeks has done this frequently, gone right up to the line of scrimmage. Clearing it out, and the Dukes read it well, as that is Davis, but Summers does a nice job to juke free for a couple of additional yards, and another. Boy, the Phoenix, they're hitting hard, but they got to buckle their chin straps a little better.
You used to put stick 'em on your hands. Maybe they should put it on inside of their helmet. But you know, right there, James Madison brought 6, heavy pressure. They had the play they wanted. They had a receiver singled up on the outside, but they were able to only gain about 5 yards on the play.
Teo Jackson eventually makes the tackle. And the Phoenix back to punt again. It is Amos. He's going to watch it as it shanks out of bounds. Duke should get excellent field position out of this.
Terrific shot of the crowd and surrounding stadium. Wonderful atmosphere here on Family Weekend.
Kurt Signetti is in his second season with the Phoenix of Elon, and he has had quite a bit of success. Let's go and join our sideline reporter, Jack Fitzpatrick.
Thanks, Kurt. Well, Kurt Signetti, he inherited a team that hadn't had a winning season since 2010, and he got them to an 8-4 mark last season, 6-2 in the CAA, but he's had a lot of success everywhere he goes. He was the head coach at Indiana University of Pennsylvania. He had a 53-17 record there. He was also an assistant coach for Alabama in 2009 when they had their undefeated year and won the national championship. He was their recruiting coordinator. He helped recruit Julio Jones, Mark Ingram, and Dante Hightower. And when he was at NC State, he also helped recruit Russell Wilson, a future Super Bowl champion. So Kurt Signetti's looking to bring some of that to Elon and create a perennial CAA powerhouse down there in Elon, North Carolina.
Well, Jack, thank you very much. And this is, of course, this pun is intended. Elon is, as the Phoenix are, on the rise. No doubt about it.
All right, we're even. 1-1.
There you go. Sharp Phoenix. This is DiNucci. He'll hand it to Trey Sharp. He's got some running room, and he picks up a first down for the Dukes down to the 42-yard line. He was just a step away from maybe taking that into the purple.
Well, I've already used the sharp cut line, so I can't do it again, but there you see nice running there by Trey Sharp. Gains the first down for James Madison. You know, you talk about Kurt Signetti, comes from a football family. His dad was the coach of West Virginia for a long time, and his brother is currently Frank Jr., who's currently the quarterback's coach for Green Bay Packers.
And there's a pitch to the backfield, and Trey Sharp does everything that he can just to get a yard or so as Warren Messer gets into the backfield. Middle linebacker in pursuit brings him down. In fact, it's behind the 6, so a 2nd down and 11.
The coaches for James Madison, a little concerned, not what they're used to this close to the ball game. Find the truce up.
Marshall's in the backfield this time. DiNucci wants to pass. Comes here to the near side. It is Stapleton trying going over the top. That ball and that pass route well defended by Greg Liggs.
I tell you, Riley Stapleton is so good at adjusting to the football. They use him for a lot of these back shoulder throws that have become so in vogue here recently in college football, and he's just got a knack for twisting his body around. That time he couldn't haul it in.
Stapleton here to the short side of the field. DiNucci straight drop back, and he's going to flare it to the right side. He's got a seam. He's got a man. It's Kendall Dean once again, and Dean picks up the 1st down for James Madison.
Well, we're going to credit this to the pass protection. Look at this job by the offensive lineman passing the stunt, and the receiver Dean is able to settle down right in the middle of the zone for a big play for the Dukes offense.
So after the incompletion to Stapleton, he finds Kendall Dean, who has been the most successful target thus far today. That's his 4th reception for 41 yards. DiNucci will hand it off. And not a lot of running room there. In fact, he barely gets back to the sticks, does Carden Johnson, as Jordan Dollarson makes the tackle.
Yeah, big Jordan Dollarson. 5'11", 270 pounds. Try to move him off the line of scrimmage sometimes. Able to penetrate. Bring down a pretty good running back.
2nd down and about 12 for the Dukes at the 26-yard line. 2 men in the backfield. It's Sharp and Marshall. Marshall will take the handoff. Looks to get around the corner, but not much doing there. Run out of bounds by Cole Coleman. And no gain on the play. Once again, it's 3rd down. Give him a yard. 3rd down and 11. Sold out crowd here today at Bridgeport Stadium. And a lot of moms and dads wondering where are the Dukes that our sons and daughters have been used to seeing. Well, we knew this was going to be a potential competitive game, and we've got one here in the 1st half. Here's DiNucci. Pass is caught by Stapleton. Does he stay in bounds? Yes, he does. He gets the foot down.
Well, these two just have a vibe going between each other. They know where they're going to be, and DiNucci is able to throw the ball right on rhythm. Stapleton cuts off his route like a little tap-tap drill on the sideline. The Duke's 1st down.
Stapleton.
Excuse me. They come up short.
Yeah, just shy. A 4th down and 2 rather. Stapleton with the reception. Look over here to the near sideline again, and it looks like Mike Houston's going to take a timeout. So timeout for the Dukes of JMU. And we'll take a timeout as well. 11:10 to play in the 1st half. The Dukes on an Ethan Radke field goal have a 3-0 lead. Eddie Edwards Signs is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Small Business Game Changer. Visit JMUsports.com/GameChanger to enter your business for a chance to win a $20,000 marketing package with JMU Athletics. Eddie Edwards Signs is a proud supporter of the academics and the athletics of James Madison. Well, down on the field, the Dukes go for the field goal, and it is Ethan Radke punching his 2nd one through. So the Dukes creep out to a 6-0 advantage as Radke hits his 8th and 9th field goals of the season here this afternoon.
Well, pretty much what we expected. Defensive battle. 2 good defenses, 2 good rushing games. Normally that leads to a lower scoring game because more time elapses off the clock when you're playing that type of style.
Well, James Madison University last 3 years has won the Virginia Sports Information Directors Survey Award. That's the top winning percentage among all 14 Division I schools in the state of Virginia. There's members of the Virginia Athletic Hall of Fame presenting Jeff Bourne with the championship trophy once again, 3 consecutive years running. Some sustainability here for JMU. Something certainly to be proud of. And when you win a national championship in women's lacrosse, you win a national championship in football, you've got teams that are winning at about a 67% rate. That's how you win those kind of trophies. And a touchback on the kickoff.
Well, I'm only here 2 or 3 weeks a year. I did cover quite a few James Madison games last year, and I can tell you the excitement is actually palpable when you get on campus and you see the tailgating and you see a sold-out stadium. There's a lot of great things going on here, not only for James Madison football, but apparently for all their sports. And congratulations to the athletic director and the department for all the fine work they do here.
The scoring drive for the Dukes, by the way, Ethan Ratke with a 32-yard field goal, 9 plays, 39 yards, 3:30 off the clock. Here's the handoff to Summers, finds a little bit of a seam there, and he uses his brute strength to power forward for a gain of 4. Harris Black in pursuit. Also, Amos came up from his safety spot to help out. 2nd down.
Good surge there by the left part of the offensive line for Elon, CJ Toogood, and Chad Nelson. Able to push those big defensive linemen and linebackers of James Madison out of the way.
Summers shifting over to the right side. He'll take the handoff, and he is met in the backfield. Getting back there in a hurry was Darius Carter, redshirt senior, the transfer from UVA.
Great read by Darius Carter, number 47, 6'5", 229-pound senior. Might say he's a bit undersized to play defensive line, but when you've got ball instincts like that, you're able to break through to play anywhere.
11.5 sacks in his JMU career. That sets it up for a 3rd down and 9. Here's some pressure rolling out on the run. The throw is incomplete as he is targeting here on the right side. That was Cole Taylor.
Well, Kurt, when you combine the pass rush of James Madison with their defensive backs' ability to cover in the backfield, it makes for a long day for any offense. And you can see on this run that James Madison is on, you know, their last 4 games, they've only given up 17 points total, and it's because they're so skilled at all these defensive positions.
Stevenson back to punt. He's had 2 punts for an average of 34 yards. It's a low trajectory. The turf. No return for the Dukes as it rolls on down to the 32. That's where the Dukes will have it when we return. JMU leading it 6-0 over the Phoenix of Elon. Join us for more CA football in just a moment.
It's a lost art.
It seems to be. Kurt Dudley and Ken Dunnick with you here on this warm Saturday, but it's sunny, so we're appreciative of that. We've had so many rainy days this fall. Dukes have opened a new facility when those rains come. We'll talk about that maybe a little bit at halftime. Here's DiNucci, flares out right side, and a short game. What looked like it had the potential to be a long game. Greg Liggs brings down the receiver, which was Josh Sims, makes his first catch of the day.
Another good ball fake and a good play design, but Liggs, an excellent cover corner, is able to sniff it out.
Dukes with 131 yards of total offense. Here's a handoff right up the middle, and that is Cardin Johnson.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of Cardin Johnson here in the James Madison backfield this afternoon. Here you see an end zone shot of his ability to cut. Look at the great cut. He sees the play's designed to go right, nothing going. He takes it up left, is able to get it up there fairly close to a 1st down, 3rd and short.
It is 3rd and short. It's Johnson. He'll try to pick up the 1st down, and he does, and Moore breaks 1 tackle and nearly a 2nd. But he does pick up the James Madison 1st down, and for the Dukes, they will move the sticks for the 7th time.
have a lot of respect for that young man, Cardin Johnson, coming off of 2 Achilles injuries and is able to get back on the football field. It's a nice burst up the middle. Comes into the game averaging 4 yards a carry.
Came in with 2,277 career yards rushing. Here is DiNucci, plenty of time. Now the pressure, he sidesteps it. Now he'll loft it, he's got a man wide open. And it's caught. Matt Cullen, the tight end. Greg Liggs brings him down.
Hey, listen, if you can get away from that, you can get away from anything. 2 defenders for the Phoenix have him dead to rights. Take a look at this. He escapes some bold, is able to get the pass off to a wide open receiver. I'm sure the defensive back thought he was going to be sacked, and that's just an incredible play by an athletic quarterback.
Matt Cullen, who played down in Augusta County, that's his 4th catch of the season and of his career for that matter. Here's Riley Stapleton. He fends off a couple of would-be tacklers, leaps over another, and he's got a first down for the Dukes inside the 15. We're going to watch this one again.
Well, he plays on the outside now, but he may project to be a tight end in the NFL. But take a look at this. Now the yards after catch is important. Nice stiff arm, is able to leap over the defender who he just knocked to the ground and gain an extra 5 yards. Very athletic play by Stapleton.
Dukes have 2 to the top side. You got the tight end Stapleton, the younger brother, and we get a timeout called by the Phoenix of Elon. With 7:24 remaining in the first half of play.
Now, this is a timeout designed to let Elon catch their breath and maybe take some of the air out of the balloon, because right now offensively James Madison is clicking on all cylinders. Taking them a while. It looks like their offense is waking up.
6-0 the Dukes deep in Elon territory. Elon using the timeout leaves the Phoenix with 2 here in remaining 7:24. Dukes have 2. Let's go back and take a look at the Stapleton, Riley Stapleton catch here on the sideline. Ken, this is one we're going to enjoy.
First of all, good arm strength by DiNucci to be able to get that ball off. And watch, a stiff arm, a shed tackle, and then he leaps forward for some extra yards. That's the type of effort that football coaches are looking for. That's winning football, and Riley Stapleton is quite a weapon for this Dukes offense.
That was like a Stapleton steeplechase. And cutting inside. And it looks like Johnson carrying the football for the Dukes. It is Cardin Johnson. Johnson again looking to get into the top 10, and he is approaching. He's got 31, picked up 132 yards. Needs to get 42 to sneak into the top 10 all time at JMU. He's in the backfield. Here's DiNucci. Flares it out. He's got Sims got turned the other way. Couldn't make the adjustment quickly enough to pull it in.
Well, that was a good read by DiNucci. The Phoenix bring 5, bring the pressure, and DiNucci finds the open receiver and just can't make the adjustment to the football. That's Josh Sims. But good recognition by the quarterback, recognizing that the blitz is coming. He had to get it away quickly.
Flag does come down. I didn't see it, but it's a hold against the Duke, so this will back them up. That's a costly situation, as they'll mark the ball back at the 23-yard line. Let's see if we can pick it up, Ken.
Takedown, but couldn't quite pick up the number. These purple on gray uniforms are hard to see, but doesn't matter now. Back them up.
And they pick up about back to the original sticks, and that is Stapleton, the tight end Stapleton. Liggs, he's making tackles all over the field.
Yeah, Dylan Stapleton, Riley's brother, had a breakout game the last time I was here against William & Mary. Comes into this game with 4 catches for 30 yards and a touchdown.
You know, that was the first time that siblings scored in the same game in JMU's football history.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And here's DiNucci, and the blitz comes in. DiNucci nearly gets away, but it is the sack. Warren Messer comes blitzing through the middle, untouched.
Well, Warren Messer is a big-time player. He's on the Buck Buchanan watch list coming into the season. And you can see the late linebacker blitz has the offensive line of the Dukes confused. He's not picked up and is able to grab DiNucci for a loss.
Radke will try his third field goal of the game. If he does so, he'll tie his own and a bunch of other records. No one's ever hit 4 in a single game in JMU's football history. Radke will try number 3 here, and it is good. So Ethan Radke with a 9-0 lead over the Phoenix with 5:26 to go here in the first half of play. It's 3. Radke field goals are the difference. To register for the VIP experience, visit jmusports.com/topdog. And Glory Days Grill is the place to be for JMU fans and all sports fans. 34 restaurants in Virginia, Maryland, North Carolina, West Virginia, and Florida. Glory Days Grill. Great food, great and good sports. Touchback once again as Copeland Spell receives it in the purple.
James Madison starting to pull away a little bit stats-wise. Total yards 185 to 97 for Elon. They've kept the Elon quarterback totally in check. Davis Cheek only has 2 completions out of 7 attempts for 40 yards.
First and 10 at the 25 on the touchback for the Phoenix. Cheeks back to pass, straight back, throws it up over the middle. He's got a man wide open, and it is caught for the Phoenix and drugged down and knocked down at the 24-yard line. D'Angelo Amos saving the touchdown for the Dukes defensively as that one is hauled in by Corey Joyner.
Terrific pass protection here, especially on the left side. You can see Davis Cheek is able to find the open receiver. That's Corey Joyner right down the middle for a big play for the Phoenix.
So first and 10 at the 24. Again, back to pass. He's got a man open once again, and it is caught, and he's down just shy of the goal line. That is the tight end coming in with the catch.
Yeah, recognizing defensive coverage again. He knows he's got Matt Foster right down the seam, and Foster makes a nice adjustment to the ball.
Rushing the football and staying on his feet and getting it into the end zone. Touchdown for Deshaun McNair, and a quick strike for the Phoenix.
Touchdown, Elon.
As Elon into the end zone to pull to within 3 with the extra point to come.
Well, that was the old broadcaster's curse. I said how much they were struggling on offense. They go 3 plays right down the field for a quick score. Nice surge there by the offensive line, and good job by McNair of willing himself into the end zone. Conversion makes this a 2-point game.
Cheek just floating it up over the top for the big play, and that is in for the point after. So 9-7. The Dukes worked really hard to get those 3 field goals, and the Phoenix, well, in short order, come right back and pull to within the 2. Toyota, let's go places. Toyota, proud sponsor of the Dukes of James Madison here in 2018. That's a 1-yard run by McNair. Scoring drive is very quick. It took only 49 seconds. 3 plays and 75 yards. Of course, the big pass play, the big difference. That was a 51-yard strike from Cheeks to Joyner. And that makes it a 9-7 affair. And the Dukes will get the football back with 4:37 to go in the first half. We'll have a couple of special guests joining us in the booth here for halftime. We'll talk about the leadership program at JMU, one of the many programs that helps to sustain and support the JMU student athletes. The Alumni Association. We're going to have a guest, Elizabeth Lyles from the Parents Council. And a squib, and it's fielded by the kicker himself. Well, they may have stolen a possession here. Skylar Davis dribbles it forward.
Well, it's not very often you see a well-coached team like James Madison get caught napping. But right there, you're going to see the onside kick. He drills it right into the... And again, the front line has got to be aware. They've got to make sure that that ball crosses 10 yards before they retreat on their return, and they didn't do that routine check. Now the referees are going to take a look and see if it's indeed a legal kick.
I was wondering if they were going to review it. It did take a couple of funny directional hops. Now, of course, football is strangely shaped, so it's going to happen every once in a while, quite obviously. But with that, didn't know if he may have touched it a little too soon. But we'll have them have a look at it for us.
Well, Roy Tesh, who's done a great job this year with the James Madison special teams, that'll be a good coaching point for them tomorrow. That front line of the kickoff return team cannot leave until they're sure that that football is behind them. You don't want to anticipate there.
Take a look at it in our view.
Nice end shot. That's a onside kick by design. And to me, it doesn't look like the ball reached the 10-yard mark. A little hard to tell from the end zone shot, but like it may have been touched prematurely, which would be a big break for the Dukes.
They're sliding in. Well, they marked the ball at the 46.
It's not where he comes down with it. It's where he touches it.
Yes.
It's like he's right at the 45 or maybe just before. This is going to be an interesting call by the replay official.
Still take a look at it for the Zebras, still huddled down the 30-yard line.
Again, the call on the field was that it is Elon's ball, and there's got to be clear, convincing evidence that the call on the field should be reversed. And they're taking their time, so it must be a pretty close call.
Probably looking at it at various angles, slowing it down various times. About ready to get the jury a verdict here.
After review, the play on the field stands. Elon Law.
So the Phoenix do steal a possession, and remember, they get the ball to start the second half also. Still 4:36 to go in this one, this quarter. The Phoenix, who just went right down the field in 49 seconds. See what they dial up this time. Here's the play action pass into the backfield, and this is thrown and incomplete. Going for Cole Taylor, and well defended by JMU.
Jockeying for position there by Curtis Oliver, and number 80 for the Elon Phoenix, Cole Taylor. No call made.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense, number 5. 15 yards, automatic first down. This is number 5's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
So you have an unsportsmanlike conduct call against the Dukes. That's on Rondell Carter.
Unusual lack of discipline for the defense of James Madison. 2 unsportsmanlike conduct calls already in this first half.
So the Rutgers Scarlet Knight came here to join his brother playing for the Dukes. Handoff. This time it goes to McNair. McNair with his 5th carry.
They had the right defense called there. They had the right side corner on a corner blitz. Is actually forced the action back into the defensive line. They were able to bring down the ball carrier.
And the Dukes are blitzing off the right corner. That makes Cheek get rid of the football in a hurry and result in an incomplete pass. He was intended for McNair. And that sets up the 3rd down. Dukes will change defensively. Again,
there's 4:04 left in the first half. It would not surprise me if Elon decided to go for it, 4-down territory on this end of the field.
Here's where the crowd can get into it and help the Dukes as the 12th man. And it looks like Signetti's going to call another timeout, and the Phoenix will
Second charge timeout, Elon.
That is their
30-second
charge
timeout.
This is a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay right here at Bridgeport Stadium. Get a reminder at halftime. We'll talk with Meredith Crawford, Assistant Athletics Director here at James Madison, and Elizabeth Lyles from the Parents Council, the JMU Alumni Association, and a 1987 alumna of JMU.
Very festive atmosphere. I checked into my hotel last night, and it was all purple and gold. Even the local hotel establishment's getting to the spirit here.
Well, as JMU has grown, so has the Central Shenandoah Valley, as folks will come back for homecoming later this month if they haven't been here for even as little as 2 years. There are a lot of changes going on, not only on campus, but in the surrounding area. So the third down again after the timeout. McNair will step to the left. He'll take the handoff straight up the middle, nothing doing there. Like they might be setting it up for straight on field goal possibility too, although this is quite the distance.
Well, that was the old crossbuck straight up the gut run. Interesting call on 3rd and long. Now it's 4th and about 7. We'll see what they want to do.
Send receivers to both sides. The lone setback. And we get a timeout for JMU.
Timeout.
Let's go down the sideline as the Dukes and the Phoenix take a timeout, and let's join Jack once again. Jack?
Well, both teams kind of struggling with their rushing attack right now. I don't believe either one over 100 yards. And both teams are great rushing teams. Not only are they tops in the CAA, they're 2 and 3 rushing-wise in the CAA, averaging over 200 yards a game. And both defenses have been able to control the trenches and really maintain their type of rushing attack. Back up to you guys in the booth.
You're absolutely on the mark there. 61 yards rushing for Elon and 49 for JMU. Neither team rushing the football. The Dukes 185 yards total and 175 for the Phoenix. Faced with a 4th down, they're going to come into the punting formation. Wilson back at his own 50. And he'll booch it not very deep. And it's out of bounds. Dukes should get a favorable spot out of that.
Well, I know
not
that.
Bad. They mark it at the 13.
Yeah, I'm surprised. It looked like the ball went out of bounds well before that, and I'm sure Matt Merritt, the special teams coach for Elon, is not happy about that mark. You would think that you don't gain that many yards by punting the football. You think it might have been worth a shot there, but it's a close game. 2-point game here with the time winding down in the 2nd quarter, and Elon chooses to go the conservative route there.
Danucci will come back to lead the Dukes here. He's 11 for 18, 136 yards. Quarterback rating of 124. That's below his season average at the moment. Danucci will hand this ball off right up the middle. Not a whole lot of running room there as Matt Baker steps in and stops Sharp after a gain of a couple.
Nice stick by Matt Baker. Comes into this game with 5 tackles for a loss and 4 sacks. Senior out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Nice play.
2nd down and 8 for the Dukes. It is Sharp. Again, he gets the football. Avoids one tackler, sidesteps, and he'll pick up the 1st down for the Dukes as he carries it over the 20, close to the 25-yard line. Ephraim Borders, the spur, comes in.
You will not see too many backs show the side-to-side motion that Sharp does on this play. Goes right, goes left, is able to take it up the middle for some added yards. Very impressive run by Sharp.
Danucci shifting Dean coming a little closer. Danucci flares it out, and that's overthrown. He really did expose his receiver. on that throw intended for Josh Sims.
Tyler Campbell, the free safety, one-on-one coverage on that play. The defensive backs for Elon have done a very good job of keeping these James Madison receivers covered. Now, they've been able to gain a few big plays through the air, but for the most part, they've kept them in check.
DiNucci, this is a delay handoff, and well defended by the Phoenix. Looked like there was a surge beyond the line of scrimmage, but Devontae Chandler does his job. He doesn't bite in, and he makes a good tackle for the Phoenix, making it 3rd and 11 with nearly 2 minutes to go.
So now you start thinking about clock. You've got 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Each team has 1 timeout remaining. Choose not to use it here. Of course, Elon would be an option for them. James Madison wouldn't use a timeout in this situation.
And some contact with Dean on the far side, and that ball well overthrown. Kendall Dean was the intended target. Dean with 4 receptions. He leads all players. Riley Stapleton has 3. And that leaves us at 4th down. So Harry O'Kelly will come in to punt. This may be one of the opportunities, a rare opportunity for O'Kelly to really boom one. Corey Weeks will fair catch it, and he'll slide to the catch at the 25. So indeed, Kelly does put it back deep. 33.5 yards. Well, Dukes, well, they lead it by just a deuce at 9-7, but part of that because, well, JMU has been pretty good other than one big play defensively here this afternoon.
Yeah, they have. You can see the mobility of Cheek there, the quarterback, but James Madison is able to take him down on that play, and the front 7, very hard to rush against this front 7 of the James Madison defense. Do a good job of surge, recognition, spent a lot of time in the offensive backfield of their opponent.
Phoenix will get it with 1:39 to go. Handoff and a delay on the run up the field. Rondell Carter makes the tackle. Another Phoenix helmet comes flying out. I think that's the 4th.
It is the 4th. We're going to add that to the stats sheet.
I think you're right.
Halftime.
Rob Washburn is here from the CA. We're going to have to ask Rob. That's CJ Toogood. We have to ask Rob Washburn to include that among the league leaders. Single game high.
It is a hot day, and if you're a head sweater like I was, that helmet could pop off rather easy.
2nd down and 7. In motion, the tight end will stop, and we get a whistle just before the snap. A flag on the play.
Delay. Offense.
As the play clock
5 yards.
expired.
2nd down.
So back them up a little further. 2nd down and 12.
You may see them go the conservative route here. There's only 1:06 to go in the first half. Be satisfied with the 9-7 score at halftime. It's like he sees something. He's changing the play of the line of scrimmage.
Handoff. And looking for a little seam, but it closes in. That is McNair. Dimitri Holloway.
Tackle made by Holloway.
Looks like they may be content to run it out. Well, there's about a 3 or 4 second differential on the play clock and the game clock.
They're just going to let it wind on down.
See, offensively, I'm going to line up and take a shot down the field. You know, throw a Hail Mary type of a pass if there's only 4 seconds left.
Final
There's really
charge
not that
timeout.
much risk.
Elon,
30-second timeout. Again, we will keep it right here. With just 4 seconds to play. down and 7. This, in all probability, final play here of the first half.
Well, all things considered, partner, this has been pretty much what we thought the game would be. Low scoring, tightly contested affair. Two strong-willed football teams putting on a pretty good show.
As I said, a matter of measure for both teams. And this is just going to wind down the clock, and that'll take us to halftime. As Mike Green makes the tackle as they run out the clock with McNair, the ball in his hands. So after one, it's James Madison with a 9-7 lead after one half of play here at Bridgeport Stadium. Stick around, we've got our halftime, a couple of special guests and more here this afternoon in NCAA football. A lot of top 10 battles around the FCS today. And certainly a lot of folks keeping an eye on this one. So Gray will kick it off. Deep to receive, should be Spell, and it's going to go his way. He's going to call for another fair catch at the 15. But they'll bring it up to the 25 with the new rule this year where it drops inside the 25. And we have a flag playing at the Phoenix 42-yard line. Not sure what that's all about. Maybe an offsides.
There is no flag on the play.
Okay.
Fair catch by Elon. First down.
There is no flag. There was just one, and maybe it fell out of his pocket. So the Phoenix will march out here to start the second half with the possession of the football at the 25. Phoenix with 183 yards of total offense. The Dukes with 196. They'll start with trips up to the wide side of the field. Weeks, Taylor, and Joyner all lined up out there. Summers the man in the backfield. He'll take the handoff. Tries to bounce it in. Right coming through. It is Deshaun Moore. And that's a little bit of an adjustment right away for the Dukes.
Keyshawn Moore, number 31. Take a look. Great recognition. Running back tries to stretch it out to the right. Moore does a nice job of fill.
Moore out of Suffolk, Virginia, Nansman Suffolk Academy. 21 tackles coming into today's matchup. Yeah, Summers had cut back against the grain a couple times in the first quarter and picked up good yards out of it, but Moore held his territory. Back to pass. Here comes a blitz. Picked up. And the pass across. That is to Weeks. And he jukes a couple of would-be tacklers. He's out of bounds. Might be shy of the first down. May have got the football mark just appropriately to pick up it by maybe an inch. They say, yeah, move the sticks.
Good play called double crossing pattern there. Weeks making his first catch of the game. Had 14 receptions for 165 yards versus New Hampshire last week.
Cheeks 4 for 11 in the first half. Leads that one. You see Summers hard running. Let's take it down to field side and see what Jack has in store for us. Jack?
Well, Elon, they trail right now in this one 9-7. However, they're no stranger to that. This is their 8th straight road game where they've trailed in the second half. They've gone on to win 5 of those games. So this is no road that Elon has not gone down before, and they're ready for this one. Back up to you, Kurt.
And the quarterback keeps it this time. Cheeks, I'm not sure if he was intended to do that to begin with, or the Duke's coverage was there.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that was a busted play. He comes into the game averaging minus 1.4 yards per rush. And it's not something he looks very comfortable with.
Dimitri Holloway making the tackle for JMU. And it is a 3rd and long, 3rd and 8. Here's the pass, and it is caught as the cornerback slipped in the process. That was Curtis Oliver as he got twisted up a bit, and that is good enough to complete the first down and some additional yardage as well.
Yes, Oliver loses his footing here on the coverage, and number 83, Corey Joyner, has a relatively easy reception.
Quick tempo here, and they get an open man, and it's caught down the sideline, and the Phoenix will take the lead. Hang on now. I'm not quite sure. The officials blowing something dead prior to that. There's a flag down at the 27-yard line.
Illegal substitution. Defense, 12 players on the field. Penalties declined. Result of the play, first down.
Interesting.
Well, quick tempo obviously caused some disruption there. James Madison had trouble getting the right personnel on the field. Got caught napping, and Elon turns it into a big play.
Now they try to snap it quickly, and that's another. It's an illegal procedure, so the Phoenix brought two very unusual plays back to back.
5 yards, first down.
I don't understand what happened the first time though, with them picking up and not completing the actual play. All right, let's take a look at how many Dukes were on the field.
Well, I wish we had a telestrator.
I do too.
I'm pretty good. I have to take my shoes and socks off to complete the count. But in any way, the officials saw 12 people on the field, and that long play call was held up.
So they gave him the first down, and then you have the illegal procedure on a bad snap. So that deadens the ball. And here goes right up the middle, Summers.
Summers on the cover.
So you can wipe out everything I said about Elon taking the lead, as Keyshawn Moore does make the tackle for JMU. And again, tempo for the Phoenix. Plenty of time. Going to flare it out here to Summers, and he overthrows it. Wayne Davis coming into the area, so is Darius Carter.
Nice coverage there by the defensive backfield of the Dukes. That pass looked like it was relatively close to being a backwards pass, but the official deemed it a forward pass, and brings up a situation where we've got third down and about 13.
And they can pick up a first down inside the 2 without scoring. In motion goes Taylor. Here's the pass, and it is caught by Joyner, but it is well shy of the first down. The Dukes defense was there. Lickety-split. Jimmy Moreland makes the tackle.
We haven't called Jimmy Moreland's name out too many times this week. Might be part of the game plan to stay away from his coverage. Looks like Elon is going to settle for a field goal attempt here to take the lead.
Indeed they will, as they'll line it up at the 25. Skylar Davis, the freshman. And another whistle, and they'll stop the play.
Ball start. Offense, number 67. 5 yards, still fourth down.
So 5 yards, and they'll back it up a little bit further. Still a short field goal.
Choppy start here to this second half. Between penalties and not having enough footballs on the field.
A little quirky to start the second half. We'll line it up on the far hash from our vantage point. Davis, the 5'8", 55-pounder, puts it all into it, and he gets it through. And now the Phoenix do have their first lead of the day. 10-8, the Phoenix take, or 10-9 that is, the Phoenix take the lead over the Dukes. Back in a moment. And here to kick off the Phoenix with their first lead of the contest for Elon at 10-9. And this is Hamilton taking it. He'll come across the 10, looks for the outside, looks for a bit of a seam. And he'll be stopped at the 12-yard line. Tremendous coverage as Greg Liggs Jr. is there to make the tackle.
I'll take it back to one Hamilton.
Well, if you're a James Madison fan, you look at the scoreboard and you haven't seen anything that you've seen since the North Carolina State game, as James Madison is actually trailing in a contest 10-9. we'll see how they respond.
First and 10 for JMU from the 18-yard line.
Dukes will start this possession at their 18. It's the first time the Dukes have trailed since 28-20 in the fourth quarter against Weber State. That was an exciting outcome for the Dukes here in the playoffs last year.
Ball carried by Marshall.
They got the Radke field goal to win it. Zach Munson making the tackle after the carry.
Stop made by Munson and Cox.
Gain
Second
of a
down,
couple
8.
on the play. DiNucci hands it off, and not much going there. Carden Johnson, the ball carrier. Or no, make that Marcus Marshall. And Matt Baker sees that he doesn't go very far. Third down and 9.
Nice surge by the defensive line. Really nowhere for Marshall to go. You know, as you look at James Madison's schedule, it doesn't get any easier. At Villanova, Stony Brook, at New Hampshire, Rhode Island, at Towson, all quality teams.
DiNucci, he'll run with it this time. No, he's going to throw, and he's got a man open, and he picks up the first down. On the far sideline in front of the bench, it's Kendall Dean, who has been the favorite target today. That's his 5th reception. He was 4 for 41 in the first half. Greg Liggs, again, seems like he is everywhere. Does he just wear one number, or has he got 11 numbers down there?
He does seem to be all over the field. The mobility of DiNucci is able to complete that pass.
Right up the middle goes Marcus Marshall, first down for the Dukes. Ephraim Borders tracks him down.
Marshall finally starting to break loose here after a relatively quiet first half, only gaining 5 yards on the ground. He's able to bust one up the middle.
And 5 yards on 5 carries. DiNucci, bunch of receivers. Here's a screen on the left side, little receiver screen. Dukes pick up a nice first down. That's Josh Sims. Reed Bunnell rolls him out of bounds, and that sets up a good 2nd down and 2 for the Dukes. Playbook can open up a little bit here at the 41. DiNucci, quick pass. This is Stapleton. He makes his 4th grab of the day. Reed Bunnell again with the reception.
Kurt, the one way you're able to neutralize a pass rush is to use the quick passing, quick screen game. It's something that James Madison has been good at all year, and looks like they've had a little shift in offensive philosophy. They're opening up with it here in the second half.
Well, that's not unusual with this very experienced coaching staff. That goes right up the middle. Not much room for the Dukes that time. It was Marshall. Baker meets him at the line of scrimmage. May have actually dropped him shy of the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 11 at the 36-yard line. And here's the reverse. Little flip. And this is Kendall Dean. Dean escapes one tackler, and he is pulled out of bounds at the 25. Reed Bunnell is there. Handoff goes to Marshall, and he flips it over to Kendall Dean.
Yeah, well-designed play. Nice job with the pitch on the reverse. And you can see DiNucci actually leading the way there. A little brush block. Didn't exactly knock the linebacker to the ground, but he got in his way enough to create a few extra yards for Dean.
Straight ahead goes Marcus Marshall. He is pulled down from behind as Marcus Willoughby wraps up Marcus Marshall. Marshall started his career at Georgia Tech, the son of all-time rushing leader at James Madison, Warren Marshall. Went on to play in the NFL. 2nd down and let's say 9. DiNucci with Marshall in the backfield. 2 tight ends this time. And it goes right up the middle. This is pinballing his way through as Marshall, just a power run. Tristan Cox slows him down and brings him down at the 20.
You know, I think Marcus Marshall is a great example of a player who's obviously a big-time talent, an FBS talent. Didn't exactly work out for him at Georgia Tech, and he's found a home here. Doesn't take away from his talent because he's certainly an excellent running back, but it's a great example of how big-time players can filter down into FCS schools to find a better spot and flourish.
And here comes the potential sack. DiNucci gets away from it. He's got an open field. He's got a man, and it is broken up. Getting there just as the ball was coming in, it's Greg Liggs.
Well, we've said it numerous times. DiNucci is able to escape what looks like a sure sack. Is able to roll out and find a receiver. Good closing speed by the corner there for Elon. Is able to break up that pass. But excellent job by DiNucci of making something out of what could have been a disaster.
That was Liggs. All he has to do is be somewhere on the grid, period. This is Radke to try to regain the lead for the Dukes. And will he do so? Yes, he does. And he sets a James Madison program record with his 4th field goal. First time a JMU kicker has met that feat. The Dukes back out in front as they lead it on 4 Ethan Radke field goals, 12-10, 6:25 to go in the third. Well, the Dukes drive down the field and get a field goal, and they get a big third down here from DiNucci, who escapes and rolls on, Ken.
Well, I talk about Randall Cunningham. Guys our age can talk about Fran Tarkington. He's got the same type of escapability and maneuverability back there. Just has an innate sense to feel the rush and get out of trouble. Wasn't able to complete the pass that time, but excellent job of avoiding the sack.
So Radke sets a JMU program record 19 times prior. The kicker with 3 field goals in a single game. As Seth Harrell deep to receive, and he'll take it in the end zone. So Radke has hit field goals today of 35, 32, 39, and 35. Skylar Davis with a 30-yard field goal for the Phoenix, and Sean McNair a 1-yard run, capping a 49-second drive.
See how Davis Cheek, the quarterback, responds here. You know, he's gained some valuable experience last season, starting all 12 games. Comes into this season as a starter for all the Elon games so far.
Get a flag, and that might have been the clock. Yep.
Delay.
Delay a game.
Offense. 5 yards. Still first down.
No excuse for coming out of a kickoff touchback and having the clock run out on you. That play should have been called and snapped in plenty of time.
6:25.
So 1st and 15 after the delay of game. Handoff coming to the right side, cutting back through and breaking a tackle. There goes Summers. Summers has got one man on his hip, and that is Adam Smith, and he'll drive him out of bounds. But a big run for Summers. The cutback looms big.
Kurt, that's an excellent example of a quality running back really making something out of it. That's a simple stretch play to the right. There's nothing going on. He cuts it back to the left and is able to burst down the sideline for another big play for this Elon offense.
6:02 in a quick moving the third quarter. The Phoenix, their second real big play of the afternoon. Here's a pass, and it is caught. But right there, right away, it was Adam Smith. So Smith makes the touchdown saving tackle and then is there to break up the next play.
Really impressed with Adam Smith's coverage capabilities. Closes on the receiver, causes that incompletion. We called his name a couple of times today. Nice job by Adam Smith.
He led his high school team in interceptions as a senior. Playing in the secondary here for the Dukes of James Madison. Summers will step up even. He'll take the handoff, and he is met as he gets to the line of scrimmage, but powers his way. Rondell Carter jumps on the back and rides him a couple of yards.
That time it was a stretch play to the left, and the running back was just able to follow the lead blocker up through the hole. A nice gain on first down. Second down, excuse me.
The Phoenix have just surpassed 300 yards of total offense. That puts them up to 309. The Dukes at 259. Cheeks looks left, now goes right. Now he's going to pass over the middle, and I'm not sure who he was going for. Looked like he was Cole Taylor, the only guy in his line of sight.
Yeah, he was either badly overthrowing that ball or just was confused about the route by the receiver. There was nobody in the area. You see nice work by the offensive line, giving him plenty of time to throw, and it looked like he thought his receiver was going to make the post move, and he made the dig move instead, and the result was an incomplete pass.
So Skylar Davis will try the field goal from 43 yards away. Hold on, we got a whistle. It's wide right, but I thought I heard a whistle beforehand. And it is no good, so don't worry about the whistle. As it is wide right, the Dukes will maintain the lead at 12-10. And Jamie will get the ball back.
Well, that's Skylar Davis, the kicker, came into the game 5 for 6 on field goal attempts, 15 for 15 in PATs. Hits the goalpost there, no good. Game of inches.
Davis, career long 46, so he has the leg to do what he just tried to do. There's the handoff. This is Trey Sharp, and he is met in the backfield, dropped for a yard loss by Messer.
Nice read again by Messer. Very athletic linebacker. Only 5'11", 227. Comes into the game with 29 tackles. Of course, he's on the All-America watch list. Very qualified linebacker for Elon.
DiNucci 14 for 24 in the air. He's going to throw this one. No, he's going to run quarterback, and it closes in a hurry. Caden Doherty gets there.
Well, the one thing I will say about this Elon defense is DiNucci normally likes to run the ball quite a bit, and they've held him absolutely in check. -3 yards for the game for Ben DiNucci.
He's 5 carries. Not sure all those were designed carries. Here's a pass out in the flat to Marcus Marshall. It doesn't pick up enough for the first down. The Dukes will have to punt.
Well, that's a quick 3 and out after the missed field goal by Elon.
Harry O'Kelly will come in to punt. This has been the busiest day for O'Kelly since opening day.
Number 98, Harry O'Kelly.
Cortez Weeks deep to receive. The O'Kelly punt. O'Kelly averaging 40 yards per punt. Weeks with a fair catch. He'll catch it at the 27, and that's where the Phoenix will have it. And we'll come back to see just what the Phoenix can do. They trail the Dukes by 2 as you're watching CA football here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. (12-10). JMU leading the Phoenix with the football. Dukes without a touchdown today. All the scoring, Ethan Radke field goals. And the handoff goes to Summers. He goes around the left side as he gets a couple of yards and then is met. Crashing in is Mateo Jackson.
Big number 92, Mike Green, for the Dukes in pursuit. Couldn't run him down from behind. Green's able to gain about 4 yards on first down.
Starting to get some rushing yards stacked up are the Phoenix of Elon. Is the Phoenix of Elon. Just one Phoenix. And that will not go very far, as getting into the backfield is Paris Black.
Another great surge by the front four of the James Madison defensive line. That stretch play has nowhere to go, and brings up a 3rd and long situation for Elon as time winds down here in the 3rd quarter.
Phoenix with 126 yards rushing at the moment, but 1 for 10 on 3rd down conversions. Here comes the pressure, and they're going to make it one for 11 maybe. Here comes a late flag. Corey Joyner was the intended target on the left side. The flag goes into the middle of the line of scrimmage. So it looked like it could have been actually on the outside on the play there, but that's not where the flag ended up.
Yeah, I thought there was an obvious hold on that play.
Offense, number 74. Plays decline, 4th down.
I thought there was an obvious defensive hold there by number 23, Charles Tutt, who's a backup cornerback for the Dukes. They don't call it. Instead, they call offensive holding, which brings up a punting situation for Elon.
Charles Tutt, by the way, a former starter who's coming off injury, just slowly has progressed back into the rotation in the secondary for the Dukes. So Stevenson will punt it. Line drive, takes the hop, and it's touched, and the Dukes will pick it up. Fortunately for JMU, a bit of a gamble. Kendall Dean, the good hands with Dean, comes up with the loose ball for JMU. Tried to advance it as well.
Yeah, this is a bit of a cardinal sin there by D'Angelo Amos. If you make the decision to field the ball, you want to cradle it and just maintain possession. And what he does there is he tries to touch it and run with it, does it prematurely, muffs the punt, and Dean is able to jump on it.
The Dukes 261 yards of total offense after the missed field goal did not get very far, and turn around and punt it again. Harry O'Kelly, 1:49 to go here in the third. Little play action. Here comes DiNucci. A trickster this time. DiNucci throws it deep, looking for Stapleton, and it is overthrown. He's got a man stride for stride with him.
Very good coverage here by Elon. DiNucci buying some time.
2nd down, 10.
Tries the deep ball to Stapleton. Looks like number 22 for Elon. That's Cole Coleman, who's a freshman defensive back out of Raleigh, North Carolina, on the coverage. Does nice work there.
He covered that like he was an upperclassman. Found Riley Stapleton on the scramble. That's Sims in motion for JMU to the wide side. DiNucci, the receiver underneath, and the Phoenix, they read that very well, as it's Greg Liggs.
Where Liggs has been all over the field today. We've called his name several times. Now they bring pressure, which means the quick pass should work one-on-one, but nice job by a great defensive corner, Liggs, sniffing out that play, bringing down the James Madison receiver.
That's a 10 tackles. Here's DiNucci. How did he get out of that one? DiNucci on the run. Up to the 30, to the 35, steps out of bounds just in front of the sticks. It's a first down for DiNucci. Warren Messer chases him out of bounds, but he does pick up the first down. I have no idea how he escaped.
I tell you, this kid is amazing. Week after week, I see him do what seems to be impossible. I had to watch Carson Wentz when he played back in the FCS, and he's able to turn this into a first down. Take a look. He's dead to rights right there. He's able to maintain his balance, get out of bounds. Incredible play.
For the review.
They're going to look and see whether he was down in the backfield. So they're going to check that one out.
Well, the replay official may have seen something that we didn't see. I'm sure we'll take another look at the replay to find out if his knee did touch the ground on that scramble. They were told in the booth that this is a clock issue, not a situation where he could have been down. So we'll get that straightened out quickly. He was also very close to the first down marker. I wasn't quite sure if he made it or not. But we'll take a look now. Great pass rush. He's able to avoid the blitz. Don't see anything there that would cause him to be ruled down. Now, he's able to get out of bounds. Does he make the first down? Looks like he did. And then he's fired up on the sideline. Gives a little Hulk Hogan flex there for the boys, right?
Yeah, if he does it on his sideline, fine.
Yeah.
No worries.
That wouldn't be taken too kindly on the opponent's sideline, but he knows where he can get away with it. Love the competitive nature with Ben DiNucci. He showed me something every time I've covered one of these games.
See, I think there's still a question whether his knee was down. Here's a good angle, I think, for us.
Yeah, we can't see it from the other angle, but right there, his knee does not touch the ground. No, that's a clear angle on that. Great job by our crew getting us that shot.
It was very close.
Well, now from that angle, it looked like it was close, but I think we had a clearer view from the back angle that showed that his knee did not touch the ground. There's no way you could tell for sure if it did from that angle or not. And again, the ruling on the field was it did not.
After review, the quarterback's knee was down at the 20-yard line.
Wow.
It will be 4th down and 17 at the 20-yard line in the middle of the field.
Now see, here's my deal with this. Now, everybody's got a tough job, including replay officials. But you can't, we've looked at this thing several times, you can't tell for sure if it is, and to overturn a call, it's got to be clear and convincing evidence. That wasn't the case there. That play should not have been reversed. I don't understand what they're doing there.
Well, we certainly didn't see it.
I mean, they may have an angle we don't see. I respect the work that they do, but from our vantage point, that play should not have been reversed.
So Kelly will come in to punt once again for the Dukes. Back-to-back possessions don't go very far for JMU, and Cortez Weeks is back to receive this punt. 51 seconds. The clock continues to run, or starts to run here in the third. It's going to take a bounce for the Dukes. And O'Kelly, a weapon that the Dukes don't have to use very often, but when they do, it's pretty good. Glory Days Grill is the place to be for JMU fans and all sports fans. They have 34 restaurants in Virginia, Maryland, North Carolina, West Virginia, and Florida. Glory Days Grill. Great food, good sports. Glory Days Grill. Look at the crowd here at Bridgeport Stadium. You know, Ken, there have been a lot of games where by this point, folks kind of filtering out of Bridgeport Stadium because the game has been decided. Well, shame on you if you leave today, because we've got one going into the fourth.
You'd have to have a real family emergency to leave this game right now. Certainly the outcome is in question, and who knows, we'll look back. That may have been the biggest call of the game, that play reversal.
Put an asterisk around that one. And coming out of the backfield, busted coverage again for the Dukes, and cutting inside, it is McNair. Wayne Davis eventually brings him down.
Now, they haven't shown a lot of throwing to the receivers out of the backfield. McNair comes into this game with only 4 catches for 24 yards, but again, a defensive lapse by James Madison, and he's wide open down the sideline.
At 1st and 10 at the JMU 45. They might get this one play in before the end of the quarter. Handoff right up the middle, spinning free and staying on his feet. It's Summers. He picks up 6 yards on the first play of this set of downs. Dimitri Holloway keeps him from going any further. We've completed 3 quarters here at Bridgeport Stadium. The Dukes lead by a narrow margin of 12-10. Delighted to have you here, whether you're watching on Madison HD Sportsnet on Madison or on SNY in New York. Heard from a number of folks through various social media means, whether tweeting at us or Facebook messaging or various other. I haven't seen any smoke signals today, but do appreciate everybody sending the hellos, and thank you for watching. And certainly a lot of JMU fans, and I'm sure there's some Elon folks watching today as well. Hope you're enjoying today's broadcast. Sure they're enjoying the Phoenix. Have got the Dukes with some concern here in the fourth quarter. Handoff goes to Summers. He tries to power his way. He bounces off and up and picks up the first down. Holloway eventually brings him down.
Well, that's just some old school hard-nosed running here by Malcolm Summers. Right up the right side, he's able to take on a tackler, break it, get a couple extra yards.
And it's intercepted. That's Wayne Davis. There are flags down. Davis still on his feet. Davis runs into his own man, still on his feet. He's at the 40. He's got an escort to go all the way. There's a little shove, and that ought to open him up. There's another block. Davis all the way to the end zone. Oh, my goodness. There are flags. We'll see if they hold. Davis with the interception return. It was not Jimmy Moreland.
Let's go! Well, it looks like the flag is going to go against James Madison. Unfortunately, they're bringing it back. Might be an illegal hands to the face call. Another helmet popped off, and our count is up to 5 for the Elon helmet popping off contest, but that's a shame.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Defense, number 97. 15 yards, automatic, first down.
So the penalty, what a big turn of event again. We'll see if we can pick it up here. Darius Carter.
Must have happened on the right side of our screen because we couldn't see it. And excellent effort there by number 8.
It's Wayne Davis
on the pick. The effort that he makes to get into the end zone, and also the effort of number 80, Cole Taylor, to try to keep him out of the end zone. That's not a popular call here at James Madison. I feel like they've gotten the short end of the stick now on 2 consecutive calls.
1st and 10 at the 17. Handoff goes to McNair. He tiptoes his way through, stutters forward, and he is down just shy of the 15. Moore makes the stop.
Take a look here. We can see it at the bottom of our screen, and that's number 97, John Daka, the offending party. Number 61, CJ Toogood. That's the second time at least his helmet's been popped off. And I'll go back. A lot of times, if you sweat profusely from the head, the helmet comes off rather easily. I'm not sure if that warranted a penalty.
And it's a direct snap this time, and nothing doing. D'Angelo Amos comes up and makes the tackle as the direct snap.
And that's Jalen Green. That's the taking the shotgun snap there, the backup quarterback. Comes into this game with a 4.6 rushing average. A little change of pace there by Elon. It's up to 3rd and 9. Big play.
Crowd tries to get into it with the noise. Joyner in motion. Here's the pass, and it is knocked away. Dukes anticipated it well that time.
It's that guy again, Jimmy Moreland.
Boy, that's dangerous if you want to throw his route with nobody in front.
If he would have taken another pick 6 back for a 3rd consecutive game, we'd have to consult the record books. Great coverage by Moreland.
It would tie the FCS record for consecutive games. That's another one. I'm not sure about that. Skylar Davis will try to eke out a 1-point advantage for the Phoenix. Which team is the special team on this one? And it whirls, and it is through the uprights. So we've had a game filled with field goals, and that one puts the Phoenix out in front, 13-12 with under 13 minutes to go. We've got a competitive ball game here at Bridgeport Stadium. We'll be back with more of it in just a couple of moments. Phoenix with the lead, Ken.
Kurt, you know I like to support our sponsors, so on my trip back to Philadelphia when I leave here tonight,
yes,
I'm going to get a big box of Bojangles and a little beverage. Should be good.
The Phoenix taking the lead on the field goal, a 7-play, 62-yard drive, 237, 33-yarder for Skylar Davis. And the Phoenix retake the lead. That's into the end zone. For the touchback.
Well, it'd be interesting to see how the Dukes play it here. If I had to guess, I'd say maybe a design run or two for DiNucci, who really hasn't rushed the ball all that often this afternoon. One-point ball game with almost 13 minutes to play. There's plenty of time.
Oh yeah, no need to panic now. You've still got 13 minutes in this contest. Handoff goes right up the middle, bouncing back, and no room to run. As Marcus Marshall is met by Cole Coleman eventually, and a loss of 1. Well, we've seen the Dukes on many a 2nd and 11 here today. Look at DiNucci.
It's an important thing for a defense. If you can stop them on first down, it creates obvious passing situations and easier to predict.
And that was a catchable ball over the middle. Riley Stapleton. Well, make sure you check out JMUSportsShop.com or the University Bookstore to get the latest JMU gear. Stock up for game days, your golf outing, your class. With over 1,700 products, including championship gear, JMUSportsShop.com has you covered. JMU Bookstore, it's right over there. We can see it from here.
You see number 10, Riley Stapleton, a rare drop. The ball was slightly behind him, but that's a ball he normally takes in easily.
Stapleton with 4 catches today, 38 yards. DiNucci, a little stun inside. Dukes pick it up, and that ball swung out and intended for Kendall Dean, and then knocked down by Liggs. Tell you what, you got to find Liggs and go somewhere else.
You really do. He has been all over the field. Tremendous closing skills again. DiNucci, great arm strength on the ball, but Liggs with a great read knocks it down.
DiNucci, 16 of 29, 172 yards, a rating down to 105, so certainly not one of his better proportional games, as Cortez Weeks is back to receive the O'Kelly punt. It's going to get down and take a hop. Dukes will cover it at the 37-yard line, and a big possession coming up for the Phoenix of Elon. We've seen a lot of third down situations for teams today.
Yep, the defensives come up big on third down. There you see the play that the call was reversed. They deemed DiNucci down, but both sides defensively done a terrific work of stopping the other team on third down.
That's right up the middle and picking up 2 very hard yards that time. Mateo Jackson makes the hard hit as the 2 collide after a gain of 2.5, maybe 3. Under 12 minutes remaining. Phoenix 360 yards of total offense. Cheeks in the air, 9 for 21 for 17 yards, that is. He's going to hand this one off. There's a hole and he's cutting back. There goes Summers. Summers to the 40. He's heading towards the end zone. Will he get caught by the Dukes? No, Moreland will not get to him, and Summers is in the end zone, and the Phoenix have expanded the lead, making it 19-12.
Wow. Stunned silence here by the James Madison fans. Take a look at the linebackers, the counter action. They bite on the counter action, and then the running back makes a nice cut up the middle. That's Malcolm Summers. Makes a nice cut up the middle, takes it all the way to the house. But again, the linebackers biting on that fake is what called that play to work, and Summers is able to waltz into the end zone.
Skylar Davis will try to tack on and make it an 8-point lead.
Touchdown is good. After the touchdown, unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense, number 73. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. This is number 73's first unsportsmanlike conduct of the game.
That's our 4th unsportsmanlike conduct today. Oli Uda is called for that one. And they will assess it on the kickoff. Davis. He'll split them. It's an 8-point lead for the Phoenix of Elon. They've held the Dukes without a touchdown today. We'll be back with more. 11:26 to play. Can the Dukes come back and do it? After the touchdown run for Summers, and that gives him a whopping day 186 yards. Sickle to kickoff. Fielding it at the 15. Up to the 30, finding a little bit of a seam. Staying on his feet and coming over here to the near sideline. That is Juwan Hamilton again. He had the opening kickoff for a score against Richmond last weekend. Here's the touchdown for Summers.
Yeah, watch how the pulling action sucks up the linebackers. They slightly overrun the play, but let's give Malcolm Summers some credit for a nice cutback. He's able to take it to the house, having a whale of the game on the ground. 186 yards rushing for Malcolm Summers against a team that's very difficult to run against.
11:19 to go. Every possession now very precious, as DiNucci will fake it, and he turns, and he is met in the backfield. Rolling on in is Matt Baker.
Well, DiNucci's done a few Houdini-like escape acts this afternoon. He couldn't get away from Matt Baker that time. Just got swallowed up by the big linebacker.
Loss of 8 yards on the play. 2nd down and 18. Back at the 37. DiNucci flares it out, got a little screen, got some blockers. There goes Trey Sharp, makes one man miss, cannot keep his balance as he tumbles down just shy of the midfield. They'll mark it at the 48. Connor Christensen trips him up.
Love the call, pure screen. Nice work blocking up front, and Trey Sharp, excellent cut. Gets tripped up a little bit, otherwise he would have taken that for a first down.
Trey coming in with 5 receptions this year. 23 in his career leading into this game. Usually carries the football. And there's the pass. And caught! That's Riley Stapleton. Stapleton stays on his feet down inside the 10, front down to the 6-yard line as he beats Daniel Reed-Bunnell with the competitive catch.
Listen, anytime you've got Riley Stapleton one-on-one, you're going to take a shot right there. DiNucci, he's got trips to the right. He knows he's got Stapleton singled up on the left. Stapleton again makes a nice adjustment to the football. Pretty good coverage there by the cornerback Daniel Reed-Bennett, but Stapleton able to come up with the football and creates a big gain. We have a one-possession game. They're knocking on the door.
There's the toss to Trey Sharp. He's going to cut it back. Trey's got the speed, turns it up, and it's touchdown, James Madison University. The second time this season, the 12th time he's rushed the football into the end zone as a Duke in his career.
Just a simple pitch to the left, nothing going on, and watch Sharp. Excellent read of the defense, and he finds the open space. He's got the speed to make it work. Very seldom do you see a running back able to totally reverse his field like that, but Sharp pulls it off.
Dukes are going to go for 2 here, down by 2. Of course, they can get a field goal if they miss it, so you have to go for 2 to get potential tie. Little shovel pass, and it is... Whoa, let's see. They're going to say no, it is shy. Trey Sharp comes up just shy of the goal line. Tyler Campbell knocks him off his pins. The Dukes looked like they were about to tie it up.
Yes, it did. From the 1-yard line, it looked like he was going to get in there for sure, but from that replay, it looks like he is down just short of the goal line. Terrific job by the Elon defense to make this play come up short. 22 in on that play. That's Cole Coleman. We've called his name several times. True freshman defensive back coming up big for that defense, along with number 77 for Elon. That's Eric White. Excuse me. Do I have the wrong number there? It looked like 77 on the Elon chart, but that would be an offensive lineman. So,
well, they're known to run multiple numbers here. So maybe it was Tyler Campbell is who
Tyler Campbell
I think actually made that play. Yes.
After review,
so
the ruling on the field is confirmed. Short of the goal line, no good.
So they do take a look at it and they rule it no good. So with that, we will keep it right here. So the Dukes still trail in the ball game 20-18. Had a chance to tie it up. Now, Radke's already set a school record with 4 field goals today, and certainly that is still potentially in the cards.
Excellent effort. Look, you can see Sharp right there lowers his head and looks a yard from the goal line. He looks like he's definitely going to get in for sure, but excellent job of keeping him out of the end zone by those 2 defensive backs of the Phoenix.
It's a good call. I like the call, and looked like it was going to get in. Trey, when he got up, you could even tell by his body language. You see the head coach is Signetti there on the left, and Coach Houston, Mike Houston on the right, and it's a fair catch. The Phoenix, they're just going to take the yardage. They have, on every ball that's dropped in, they have made the fair catch and take it at the 25. Eddie Edwards Signs is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Small Business Game Changer. Visit JMUsports.com/GameChanger to enter your business for a chance to win $20,000 a marketing package with JMU Athletics. Eddie Edwards Signs, proud supporter of the academics and the athletics of James Madison University. There's the handoff and met in the backfield, drugged down from behind. Darius Carter makes the tackle as he drops McNair in the backfield for a loss of 2.
Darius Carter is such an athletic player. He will run down the ball carrier from behind. 6'5", 229, senior.
McNair splits to the right. Cheeks goes to McNair, and he is met. The tackle just on the far side is made by Jimmy Moreland.
In that little swing pass to McNair that provided a big gain a few series ago, they went right back to it. Took a 3rd and about 5.
1 out of 12 on 3rd downs. Many of them have not been quite this manageable, though. We'll put Weeks in motion. And that is broken up. Wayne Davis reaches out. The former Lake Taylor Titan knocks it down.
Another athletic linebacker making a play for James Madison, Wayne Davis, who's an Ohio State transfer, 6-foot sophomore out of Norfolk, Virginia. Comes up big for the Dukes defense.
He was the Virginia Gatorade Player of the Year in 2015 with the Titans. The Dukes will get the ball back as Hunter Stevenson will punt it away. D'Angelo Amos standing at his own 25. Dukes would like to get a return here. They watch the clock wind down to 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. That should be a delay of game. It is.
Delay. Offense. 5 yards. Still 4th down.
Dukes will take the 5 yards.
Well, inexcusable. Again, the punter's looking right at the play clock. Now, I know the punter may not be calling the signals, but whoever is the halfback or quarterback of the punt team should be looking at the play clock and get that off. Those are 5 valuable yards.
Particularly when it's a 1-possession game, less than a field goal. No pressure. Amos, he'll make the catch of it at the 33. Comes to the near side. He cuts it up the middle. Amos is met at the 45-yard line, and he is stopped right there. And the Dukes will have it at the 45. 55 yards away from pay dirt. The Dukes trail it by 2, 20-18. We'll be back with more college football here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon in Harrisonburg. Elon with a 20-18 lead over the Dukes. You can see 8:14 to work with. JMU has the football at its own 45-yard line. Some craziness here in this second half of play. Some overturned calls and key penalties. With the Dukes trailing the Phoenix of Elon 20-18. Again at the 45 after the Punt return by D'Angelo Amos. DiNucci pointing out a couple of defenders with Trey Sharp in the backfield. DiNucci will go back and he'll throw it out. He's looking for an open man. It's Kendall Dean. He makes the catch at the 20, hangs onto the football. He is deep inside territory. This time he does beat Greg Liggs.
Kurt, I've seen a lot of football. Very rarely have I seen a freshman wide receiver with the kind of poise and ball skills of a Kendall Dean. He absolutely reaches out for that football, catches it on his fingertips. DiNucci puts it right on target. He beats his guy one-on-one. Watch how he stretches those hands out right at the very end for the catch.
Here we come back, and it's DiNucci. DiNucci with the football rolling out to the 20, and he's going to keep it. He tiptoes up the sideline, and he steps out, they say, right at the 10-yard line. Marcus Willoughby in pursuit. And the Dukes right back in striking range once again.
Game 6, second down, 4.
And watching DiNucci on that play, he's rolling left. He's got to turn his shoulders back around to try to throw the ball. Both receivers were covered, and he's able to gain a few yards on another impressive escape hatch job by DiNucci.
DiNucci over the middle, touchdown, James Madison University. Into the end zone, he finds the receiver. I believe it's Riley Stapleton. As he was all corralled up, and yes, coming out of the pack, it is Riley. And for the second time in this fourth quarter, Riley Stapleton with a big catch.
Well, you can see the James Madison sideline all fired up, and champions just find a way. They've struggled here offensively against a very good defensive squad from Elon, but DiNucci with the ball fake finds his favorite receiver Stapleton in the end zone for the touchdown.
3 plays, 55 yards. Was not quite as quick as the earlier score for Elon, the 49-yarder. A timeout, 32nd timeout taken by James Madison here.
Well, they may consider going for 2 here. An extra point would only put them up by 5, but let's take a look from our end zone shot, and Stapleton just beats his man one-on-one coverage. DiNucci leads him perfectly for the score.
Stapleton with his 5th touchdown reception of the season, the 10th of his JMU career. Really came on late in the postseason last year and continued that right on through to this year.
Remind me of the history with Riley Stapleton. Wasn't he a walk-on originally, or didn't he?
He was a basketball player in high school. Right. I believe he was a walk-on when Everett Withers was here.
Right.
And came on in, and he was one of those guys. I remember watching him in practice thinking, okay, this is one of those potential guys.
Yeah.
We'll see if he does emerge, and it's one of the great stories, and you probably find that more at the FCS level than you do many others. Looks like the Dukes are going to go for 2. As DiNucci has got Trey Sharp. He's got 2 receivers to the left, and that is Sims and Stapleton. He's going to look right, floats it over the middle, and it is incomplete. Nearly intercepted as a lineman drops back in, or makes that Ephraim Borders the spur, and he goes down hard. He's still in a heap. So the Dukes 0 for 2 on 2-point conversion tries. That nearly intercepted. I don't think it would have cost much. You can return that for 2 points.
He's grabbing at his hamstring, or it might be a cramp.
That's what it looks like.
It is a hot day here this afternoon. It's a nice effort to knock that ball down. 75
degrees at game time.
I can remember playing a game in the USFL in Tampa in the summertime, and the heat got to me, and there's nothing quite as painful as a heat cramp when you're playing football.
I tell you, when the Dukes beat SMU, I'll tell a little story here. Of course, there was a lot of celebration, but on the way back, Taylor Reynolds, cornerback, who went down to the Falcons camp, he was cramping so bad they were constantly. He was in the airport just screaming.
Oh yeah,
just screaming.
It freezes.
Yeah, he was just one locked up muscle from head to toe, and of course they're just trying to give him fluids. And it looks like he's got that left leg is just locked up on him at the moment.
You know, the Eagles used to use pickle juice.
Yes,
if you recall, right? I'm not sure. That never caught on. And it's a good thing because it tastes terrible.
My brother-in-law will drink pickle juice straight from the jar.
Oh.
He loves it.
Well, I've been known to add another beverage with a little pickle juice, but that's probably not for a college telecast.
3 plays, 55 yards, 52 seconds. Let's take a look at the Dukes on this scoring drive. The first, it's Kendall Dean sets it up.
Yeah, perfectly thrown ball. Dean reaches out, is able to haul it in, and then you see there Riley Stapleton one-on-one coverage, beats his man, and DiNucci puts it right on the mark.
All right, so a 4-point game, 7:22 to go. Dukes back out in front. This has been a seesaw affair. And it settles down, and again, Copeland is just the return catcher. We get a little scuffle out at the 45-yard line.
Now you see the difference in philosophies with the kick-off and punt return team. James Madison likes to return every ball, and Elon is able to settle for the fair catch. Big plays come from special teams, and James Madison tries to take advantage of that.
Yeah, content with just taking it 25, picking it. Most of the time, you're getting 15 yards on it guaranteed in most situations, 10 to 15 yards.
Different philosophy. If you've got breakaway speed, returning kicks, you want to take them back.
McNair is in the backfield with Cheeks. Cheeks looking right, pump fakes, goes deep. It's over the top and well too deep.
It's Charles Tutt again on the coverage. Job of not letting the receiver behind him. That play really never had a chance. Tutt covered it so well, and he threw it right into the sun, which makes for a difficult reception.
Cole Taylor, the intended target. Second down and 10, back at the 25. Again, the crowd, which is thinned out a little bit, but most of the 25,484, the fourth largest crowd here ever at Bridgeport Stadium, is still here to make some noise. And the handoff goes and trying to break it outside, and nothing doing there. He only gains about a yard. I saw number 8, Wayne Davis, get in and cut him underneath.
Yeah, McNair on the run that time, and you would think in an obvious passing situation they would try to air it out there, but they're so confident in their run game, they run it on 2nd and 10. They only pick up 2 yards.
A flat 200 yards rushing for the Phoenix. Make that 202 with that 2. In the air, 224, so some balance. Cheek, 10 for 24, 240, 224. On third downs, 1 out of 13. There's another third down try. Here comes some pressure. Rolling out, it's Cheeks. Cheeks lofts it too far. No flags. Third, make that 4th down. Matt Foster, the tight end, was who he wanted to get the football to.
Yeah, Cheek on the roll, buying some time, overthrows Foster. Good coverage. Defensive backfield of James Madison.
Stevenson again punting. And it is Amos back to receive. This time he's at his 30. Gave the Dukes a reasonable return last time. No pressure. Fair catch called for by Amos at the 29. So with the lead, making sure they secure it. Well, there have been some opportunities, some points left on the playing field here today also in a game that points have been difficult to come by.
They really have been. It's been a lot of field goals today. Good job by both of these kickers converting on a couple of very long field goals. There you see the one by Elon hits the upright. Nice stop on the 2-point conversion there by Elon. And you see DiNucci again trying for the 2-pointer, but knocked down by Ephraim Borders.
6:28. This is where you want to control the clock. See how the Dukes will stack it up here. First play is a handoff to Trey Sharp, and not a lot of running room for the senior out of North Carolina. As Monson there again, he has been a monster as a defender. He's been in on a boatload of tackles today. In fact, that's his 12th of the day. Got 3 players in this game with double-digit tackles. Monson with 12, Liggs with 10, and then Dimitri Holloway with 10 for the Dukes. Here's a pass, and the open man is Kendall Dean. He hangs on to it, and he picks up the first down. Ligg was on the coverage.
I think that ball came out at the end, Kurt.
Oh.
You can see he was slightly behind Dean, and normally a sure-handed receiver wasn't able to corral that one.
Beg your pardon. Thank you, Ken. I did not see it bounce right back up into him. So 3rd down. In motion. That's Sims. DiNucci flares it out. He's got Trey Sharp. He needs 1 block. He gets a block. He gets the first down. He's going down the sideline. He's tackled at midfield. Warren Messer saves it from Trey Sharp, possibly taking it to the house, or at least to the APC.
What a play call by Donnie Kirkpatrick, the offensive coordinator. You want to get your speed players the ball in space. Little swing screen there. He's got blocking up front, and Sharp just turns on the Jets. Excellent call for a first down.
A satellite player out there in space, making it work for JMU. And the ball right there at midfield. That keeps the clock running. 5:22. DiNucci double pumps, and he'll find Riley Stapleton. Stapleton trying to stay in bounds. Daniel Reed Bennett makes the tackle. He is driven out of bounds. 5:13 to go.
A nice gain on first down when you're trying to keep possession of the ball. He would have preferred to stay in bounds, but the defender did a nice job, and now the clock starts, of course. 2nd and 6 still presents a non-obvious situation, so the defense not sure if you're going to run or pass.
That's a quarterback draw for DiNucci. DiNucci's got some run. He picks up a first down, and he slides it in to the 32. Cole Coleman stops him.
Hey, he is a fun player to watch, isn't he? The design quarterback draw, and I'm surprised they haven't done more of this with him today because he's so talented, but he slides, he gets up, he signals for the first down. He's having a good time out there.
DiNucci's still in negative yardage rushing, though. He's carried the ball 10 times today, but he's had some pressure. That's part of it. Swings it out here. This is Dylan Stapleton, and he drops the football, and it's down. Cannot advance it, and Elon comes up with the turnover. Bissell comes up with the turnover for the Phoenix of Elon with 4:16 to go.
Unfortunate for Riley Stapleton's brother Dylan, who's getting some playing time at tight end, just gets stripped and turns it over to Elon. Big play in this game with 4:16 to go. Does take a couple of steps, definitely has control of the ball, definitely makes a football move, and Elon's got a chance here.
For 16 to go. First turnover of the day for the Dukes. And here the pass is put out and received by Summers, and he is knocked down by Holloway.
Just a good job of stripping the ball away from Stapleton. It was number 15, Jarquez Bazell, on the play. And keep in mind that James Madison is a little bit light at tight end. You had mentioned Clayton Cheatham not in the game, so Stapleton, who is a junior, getting some playing time. Nick Carlton, a tight end who's seen action in the past, not in the game either.
Cheeks gets ready to throw. He does, and he's behind his intended receiver. That is the tight end coming across. Matt Foster. 2nd down and 10. That stops the clock with 3:40 to go.
Really good pressure there by James Madison. Cheek felt a little bit uncomfortable, got the happy feet, was not able to complete that pass.
Hands it off. Here comes Dimitri Holloway. He gets around Holloway, but Deshaun Moore ties him up and wraps him up there at the 40. It's a gain of 4. 2nd down and 6.
Again, they like to pull their backside blockers as lead blockers. Gives the running back a little bit of a head start. There's some big beef in front of him.
Well, Elon wanted to go quick.
Offense is substituted and did not allow the defense to match up. It's a no play, still 3rd down.
And the umpire was standing over the football. There was a substitution by the offense of Elon. By rule, you have to allow the defense to substitute. That's why the umpire was standing over the football. Third down. I think I said second a moment ago. 3rd down and 6. Usually that digital sign, digital down marker's been spot on. Cheeks waits, looks. Now he'll throw. He's got a man open, and he is stopped. It's a matter of where they spot the ball. It is shy by a yard. Weeks is the receiver. Wesley McCormick brings him down. It certainly is a 4th and 1, and you're going to see the Phoenix go for it here. Here's the snap, the handoff, and that is Summers, and he picks up the 1st down.
Well, though it went so quickly here, we couldn't give Wesley McCormick his props for stopping that 3rd down conversion, 4th and short. They do make it, but an excellent effort by Wesley McCormick, backup cornerback for James Madison.
That's the 2nd 3rd down conversion they've had today, 2 out of 16. Now that one, oh, excuse me, that was a 4th down, wasn't it? Yeah, so 1 out of 2 on 4th down conversion. So still 1 out of 15 on 3rd. Math straight. Here's Cheeks. Pressure. Ball caught again by Weeks, but he is dropped immediately as Coleman, make that Jimmy Moreland making the tackle.
Take a look at the play that they say came up just short. And the ball, to me, is short of the line to gain. That was a good call by the officials.
Flared out here to the near side. Breaking a tackle, nearly doing so, is McNair. Dimitri Holloway again as he continues to pile up the tackles. 2nd down as Elon going with some tempo here. 2nd and 3rd, 1:48 to go. And you get a whistle and a timeout called by JMU. So the Dukes will take a timeout.
2nd charge timeout, James Madison.
The Dukes with 1 timeout remaining.
Timeout.
The Phoenix have all 3 of theirs.
Well, I like the call by Bob Trott calling a timeout there. You want to make sure that you have the right defense in place. It's going to take a touchdown to beat you in this game. A field goal does Elon no good. They're trailing by 4, so they want to make sure they have the right personnel on the field. You had mentioned a few people leaving. I can't imagine. They must have had something very important to do to leave this game. This has been very entertaining.
Here's some crazy shenanigans here in the 2nd half. Here comes the long touchdown run of 50-plus yards by Summers. That gave the Phoenix the lead. Here's Stapleton with the catch. Set up the touchdown. Let's get back to the action. Handoff. It's actually kept by the quarterback, and he dives for the 1st down, does Cheeks. Well, they pulled that one out at the right time.
They sure did, and it's very surprising. Cheek is not known for his running capability. Turns it upfield. That was a big 1st down.
Cheek back to pass. And that is off the hands and caught. 2nd man to catch the football. It went off the hands of Joyner and pulled in by McNair.
Well, there's probably not many people that remember the immaculate reception for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That play was close.
Down to the end zone and touchdown. It is Weeks in the end zone for the score for the Phoenix. And the Phoenix take the lead with 1:17 remaining. We'll make that Avery Jones.
So you take the tip ball, and McNair is able to haul it in, and the very next play, Avery Jones, a true freshman, only has 2 receptions coming into this game, hauls in what might be the biggest play of the season for Elon.
Extra point by Davis. And it is off the upright, and it through. And with that, it's a 3-point game. Phoenix 27, JMU 24. The Dukes have 77 seconds to work with.
One timeout. They have enough time. Remember, the clock stops on every first down.
Well, this was an adventure of a point after.
We talked about a quirky, topsy-turvy type of a game, and right there, the extra point goes banks in off the upright. What may be the biggest reception of the year for Elon as they try to knock off the #2 nationally ranked James Madison Dukes? Avery Jones, 6'2", 198 out of Joppa, Maryland, is able to haul it in. Dukes are down by 3 with 1:17 to play.
That's a 10-play, 74-yard drive. They converted a 4th down in there. And if you tell me that you're 1 for 15 on 3rd down conversions and you got a chance to win the ball game, that's a scrappy contest.
Sure is.
Davis will kick it off. Now
Really?
Special teams.
Really entertaining game. I don't know if you agree, Kurt, but different.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't have a lot of flow to it, but some crazy plays, great defense. It's been a fun game to call. Certainly, I think it's a fun game to watch for the fans.
It's just been one of those gritty affairs. It's got to buckle down and grind right on through it. This time they'll send it low. Picked up by Hamilton at the 15. Looking to get to the outside. He gets a block and Hamilton falls down. He just trips up. Unfortunate break there for JMU. So they are, 78 yards away, 79 yards away from the end zone.
Hamilton limping off. Hope nothing's wrong with him. See on the return, looks like he might have gotten even tripped up by his own guy. Yeah, I think he did stumble over number 20 on the return team. That's Diamante Tucker Dorsey.
Here's DiNucci standing tall. He's got a man open if he flips it out here to Trey Sharp. Sharp didn't pick up but about 6 yards, and that eats up about 17 seconds.
Yeah, Trey Sharp should have tried to get out of bounds on that play. He had the boundary in his sight. He decided to turn it upfield, but eating up valuable seconds, as you said.
2nd down and 5. DiNucci flares it out. That's a dangerous pass. It's been a long time since James Madison has lost a game here at Bridgeford Stadium. A lot of streaks on the line as the Dukes have won 20 consecutive CAA games, 19 straight home wins. So that's the active streak in the FCS. And 22 straight wins against CAA opponents, including 2 playoff games against New Hampshire and Stony Brook. DiNucci will cut free. DiNucci spins, tries to get to the sideline, and he does. That stops the clock with 36 seconds. Still preserving the 1 timeout.
Amazing effort, amazing athleticism by DiNucci. He's done it time and time again this afternoon. That was a big play, getting out of bounds to conserve that last timeout.
So at the 32. DiNucci looks like he wants to air this one out, get some pressure. Now he will to the sideline as he was going for, looks like Kendall Dean maybe down below. Indeed it was, but it's out of bounds.
Yeah, they're only rushing 3, and they're actually spying a linebacker so DiNucci doesn't take off and run, which means they're dropping 7 back into coverage. Just hard to find somebody to get open.
Now 28 seconds still. The Dukes have their 1 timeout.
And they need a couple chunk yardage plays if they're going to get in field goal range.
And of course, if they pick up a 1st down, it's 2nd down and 10, then that stops the clock. The Dukes can run down it. Of course, you can also clock it. DiNucci a lot of time, and it is picked off. The interception by the Phoenix, that might seal the deal with 23 seconds to go. The Phoenix celebrating on the far sideline. And the Dukes a little dejected coming off the sideline. Connor Christensen, a senior defensive back, makes the pick.
Big surprise here. DiNucci obviously trying to force something, running out of time, and Connor Christensen with a relatively easy pick is going to seal this huge upset win for Elon. And we've said it time and time again, this conference is good top to bottom, and here's a great example of a team knocking off the #1 rated team in the conference, #2 rated team in the country.
And the Dukes will take their last time out as the Phoenix take a knee. Elon an even 500 yards of total offense against JMU's defense today. 286 in the air for Cheek. 212 on the ground, led by Summers, 186 yards, including a 59-yard touchdown run.
See Kurt Signetti acknowledging and congratulating his players. What a huge win for this program. You know, I did an Elon game about 4 or 5 years ago. They were not a good football program, and Signetti has totally turned them around.
Well, now this makes Signetti now 12-3 against FCS teams.
You see the coaching's going to congratulate each other on a really entertaining football game. I know these two guys have a lot of respect for each other. And let me tell you something. Sometimes you learn by losing, and this loss may actually help James Madison in the long run.
A 27-24 win for the Phoenix of Elon. They came in 9th or 10th on the rankings. They'll certainly move up after this victory.